exhausted. Paul and I went to the Lumberjack festival, which was really fun. It was a lot more fun than some of the other things we've gone to, just because there was a lot of people, but it wasn't as crowded. Some of it was spread out, maybe a little bit too spread out, but it was really fun. And it was really good to get outside, and hopefully I didn't burn the back of my neck or anything, but whatever, it is what it is at this point. I really like going out and doing those kinds of things, but I was thinking while we were there about how, for one thing, I can't go into the weekends like I used to. I lived by myself for a long time, and I was single for a long time, and I spent a lot of time by myself, and my weekends were for me to recoup and whatever. And I feel like I've kind of gone into this season of my life with that same idea, I'm still going to be able to do that, which isn't realistic. It's just not realistic. I would love it if my weekends were chill every weekend. I would totally love that. I would love to be able to come home and spend 2 days at home because that's just how I am and who I am and how I'm built, and that's how I've lived my life for the past 15 years or whatever. I just need to rethink how I do my week. I think I need to rethink how my week is structured and the flow of the energy during the week, which probably sounds, I don't know what it sounds like, but I feel like every Friday I crash, and then every weekend we have the boys, which is great, but then I'm just so exhausted from the week that it's hard to enjoy the things we're doing. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to find pockets of time for myself throughout the week and just kind of embrace this idea of I'm not going to get a full day. It's just not a thing that's probably going to be in my life anymore for a long time. But I do need that space because that's how I get my energy. I get my energy from taking time and space. I don't get my energy from people and being around people as much as I love people. So I need to really think about Monday through Friday, and then Sunday nights, but Monday through Friday especially, how am I going to, I need to think about how I'm going to structure my week so I have those pockets of time every week, so I am not completely exhausted by the time the weekend comes, because I don't want it to be a thing of I dread weekends because of all the stuff we have going on, but I also don't want to I don't know. I want to think about how it all fits together, and I can't look at it the same way I did when I was by myself. It's just not realistic. And so I feel like that's something I really want to focus on this coming week, of just kind of test some stuff out and just retrain my brain into realizing that if I have a couple of hours by myself, just soak up those 2 hours, and find that space and make that space, because it's so important. It's so important to me. But I can't expect it to be the same way it used to be. And that's just not realistic. So I had to stop recording because my memory ran out. So I hopefully won't be repetitive here. It feels like, I work so hard to get through the week. And then the weekend comes and it's not super relaxing. I mean, we have our moments, but there's always something going on, and I need to find a way to do better with that. And I need to find a way to just train my brain to understand that and accept that and embrace that, I guess. And I feel weird saying all this because I know most people my age have kids and they have, social lives, and they have a lot of stuff going on, and then work and whatever. And for me, for the last how many years, I've been really picky about where I go, and I haven't been in a relationship. And so my life is completely different from what I had before I moved here. So, I feel like that is probably the hardest transition from where I was to where I am now. I wouldn't trade anything for what I have now. I'm so happy I am where I am, but I will admit that it wears me out. And so I'm trying to convey that the best way possible to the people in my life. And I don't want anybody to be offended if I'm just like, I just don't have the energy for something. But I want to make sure that I'm participating in things because it's important to me, because like I want to. So that's where we're at. And I got to enjoy something today, and it was fun, and I embraced it. And then he dropped me off, and now I'm home, and I will be for the rest of the night, and I'm just gonna soak up my time at home. You know, life has changed a lot, and again, I can't go into my weeks the same way I did before. Like, it's just not the same setup. So I really want to focus on my energy on, and I can't assume that my life is going to be the same way it was before. But I'm going to fall in love with this idea of, you know, I have a 2 or 3 hour window of just me, or, you know, I can go out and go to the library or whatever, just finding those pockets of time where I can just take care of myself and replenish my energy as much as possible. And then just making sure I go to bed at a decent time, because that's also a problem. So anyway, so here is a quick montage of our time at the Lumberjack Festival. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and all of the YouTube things before the end of the video. Thanks for watching.